All right, welcome on in everyone to another episode of First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shoulder patch issued from each council in Scouting America, both past and present. Today we take a look at Attakapas 208 out of Louisiana, originally formed in 1921 as a name change from Alexandria 208, Louisiana. The first issue here has 3 variations, T1A, B, and C, and we are fortunate to bring all of them to you here today. So let's start off with the actual first issue, the T1A. It is defined with its yellow border, light yellow background, the name Attakapas Council there up at the top in yellow. We've got a black Native American bust holding a scroll, and it does have a cloth gauzed back. The primary differentiator between the 3 issues, T1A, B, and C, is actually going to be the back. Although when we look at them head to head, we can see slight differences in coloration that may help us determine just from a front image which one we might be dealing with. But if we flip this one over, we do see that the T1A has the traditional cloth gauze back. All 3 issues obviously are going to be the exact same imagery with slight variations in coloration or potential text font, etc. So this is the T1A. Now let's take a look at the T1B. T1B listed as having, again, a yellow border, light yellow background, black Native American bust holding the scroll, and is defined specifically by having a smooth plastic back. So if we flip this over, we do see the T1B smooth plastic back. So we can get that to focus a little bit. There we go. If we get these head to head, we can see the T1A at the top and the T1B at the bottom. We do see slight variations in the color of twill, slight variations in the red scroll itself. The T1A does appear to be a bit darker. We do see that the Louisiana here on the T1A is cut closer to the border, although there are variations within patches and patch runs on that. The same thing with the Attakapas being up here right against the border. That may not be true of all T1As. I don't know if they are all cut pretty consistently or if you're going to have some variation on what the spacing is here at the bottom. So that's not something I generally use as a guide to know 100% which issue I'm dealing with. And for these, it generally is going to be best if you can get a picture of the back. It's going to tell you which one you're dealing with. Well, that's the T1A up at the top, T1B here at the bottom. And then we go to the T1C. This one was the most limited in its production and is actually listed in the guide as being produced for the 1973 National Jamboree. Now, there is no distinction on the patch that it was produced, but I guess they needed an additional run so that people had them to go to the National Jamboree. So this was done in a more limited fashion. It's listed between 200 and 250 were produced. So it generally is a little bit more pricey to try and get a hold of, or just harder to find. It is specifically noted because it has a plastic waffle back, which we see here. So the back is always going to tell you what you're dealing with. If it's a claws goth back, you've got a T1A. If it's a smooth plastic back, it's a T1B. And if it's a waffle plastic back, you've got the T1C. Here again, we have the yellow border, light yellow background, yellow name, black Native American bust holding a scroll, and most specifically the waffle plastic back. Let's put this one up against the T1A. Just look at variations here in color. The T1C does have what appears to be a bit more grain in the twill, like a larger twill grain that seems to be somewhat visible. When looking at these in person, the background on the T1A looks a lot more lemony yellow than on the T1C. The brightest yellow for the text also seems to be on the T1A. This looks a little more towards golden yellow. This looks a little brighter. Obviously, you can see the red is much darker on the scroll for the T1A than on the T1C, but those variations are very hard to pick up if you only had one of these by itself. And again, the most predictive way to determine which issue you're looking at is going to be get a picture of the back, and that will tell you instantly which Attakapas T1 you're dealing with, A, B, or C. I do hope that that was informative. If you have not seen all three variations of the T1 for Attakapas, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We really do enjoy bringing you this content. I want to thank the regulars that come back and watch the next video every single day. We really appreciate you. You sustain the channel, and we do this content for you. And I just want to say thank you personally, that we really appreciate your viewership. With that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Until tomorrow, we'll see you on the next episode.